So, and with that, hello to another, well, technically it is a Steam Next Fest 2025 demo, or it was released at the time, but it is still available as of the 14th of March. The Task Force Admiral Volume 1 American Carrier Battles demo from published by Microprose Software and developed by Dry Dog Dreams Games. It is set to come out coming soon, so at least on Steam they don't have a release date yet. Yeah, it had. I'm not sure if they still have the Kickstarter campaign up, but it was originally backed via Kickstarter or crowdfunding to be more precise. Not that it was like a Give and Go Kickstarter starter, and then not that I get the platform wrong. And let's adjust the sound again. Okay, on my side it's a bit too loud, but on yours it should be fine. Let's. Okay. Dear player, thank you for trying this demo version of Task Force Admiral. It has been a long journey for our team, and we hope that you will enjoy the experience. Important, a demo manual is available. We very much encourage you to read it before playing, or to open it on another device across it. Access. Okay, it's a little bit too loud. Another device, access it by hitting the manual button on the lower right corner of your main menu screen. It is only a beta version, so obviously issues will arise. If you were to encounter any problem of your own, please feel free to report them on the Steam discussion board or on the Microprose Discord server, where we will open a channel specifically for bug reporting. Don't forget to check out our Kickstarter campaign, active from today, February 18th, for a little more than a month. We are making a physical box for the game, and you might like that. Note that this demo will be deactivated at the end of the Kickstarter campaign. Good luck and have fun. So it is available till the February 18th. So, okay, then I'm quite on time on that. So it will end on the 18th of March. So I guess when that video comes out, you cannot play the demo anymore. Sorry for that. Yeah, as I said, it has campaign. Oh, why is it? Okay. The Kickstarter campaign. As far as I've seen, it's very well researched. Also with some big names on YouTube. For example, military aviation history. Also helped in or writing articles for the game and so on. Okay, then. Okay, there is quite a bit. Let's maybe. Okay, what happens if I pull up the menu? Okay, then. Oh. Then it pulls up the. But I don't have. Okay, set. Can I. Options. Can I have. I have this, and then I have okay. It doesn't. I kind of want borderless full screen so I can go off the left here to. Okay, then. Because now I cannot scroll through the. Because I kind of want to use my second monitor. Well. Then I have to live with that for now. Let's look through So basically, if you open the manual, you will open a PDF. Yeah. The thing is, if I cannot scroll on the left out of here, then I cannot use my second monitor, sadly. Well, okay. Then let's look at the museum. Look through what ships are in general available. I think it would be interesting to read through it. And it seems it's obviously mostly a game set in the Pacific. So obviously during World War II, and in the period where America was active between 1941 and 1942. I think it was 1941, and 1945 in the Pacific campaign, because okay, let's maybe. Okay, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 6 destroyer models. What happens if I... okay, so then... Okay, I think it would have been interesting to have like a... When I click on it, have like a list of... of things that the ship can do. Like I can see, for example, it has 2 front-mounted deck guns and 2 aft-mounted, and mine, I think those are for anti-submarine warfare, and 2 sets of torpedo tubes, 5 each, 4 each, and some anti-aircraft guns. But I think it would have been nice to have like a blurb like of the capabilities of that ship. Like it can go such and such knots and has that and that armament and so on. It would be, I think, quite neat. Then fleet defense. What is that? Is it a wave mode? I'm curious. Okay, hello pilot. Thank you for testing our dogfight module. This early experiment serves as a foundation for future enhancements. If you'd like to see Task Force Admiral evolve in the vein of 1942, the Pacific Air War, please leave a comment or support our Kickstarter campaign to help us achieve the related stretch goal. To be honest, I don't know that game. Shame on me. The battle will conclude in 10 minutes. Should you be shot down, you can immediately jump into the next available fighter. This demo supports both mouse and Xbox gamepad controls mode. As long as it's the only controller plugged in, you can display the inputs anytime by pressing tab key or the back button of the gamepad. Have fun and tally-ho! Show them what these goat wings are capable of. Okay, then I want to change here and then okay, I'm just reading a little bit through the manual a bit. Okay. Okay, then let's look at that part of the thing. Okay, it's quite loud for me. Oh, okay, I need to tap fire mouse, increase shuttle, decrease shuttle. Thing is, it has inverted controls. I kind of want to uninvert it. I think those are my own ones, and the red are enemy. Let's try to get back into the formation and then see how it will go. Okay, they drop. Your left, your right. Lock, unlock. focus. Can I have that it is not inverted? No. Sad. Okay, I very much want to change that. Okay. Okay, and there it is. Oh god. Not so easy. Let's come in from the side. Not as easy as it looks. Okay, let's break off. I think the dots are the lead. So much I know from War Thunder. Inverted controls are... Come on, hit now. Okay, one. Oh, okay, I have ships there that I need to defend. Wow, oh, 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 oh. Ah, yeah, okay. I have to break off, otherwise... I think someone is behind me. That's not nice. Mm. Eh. You're done for. Would you like to jump to the next surviving aircraft or exit the battle? Let's try the next one. Okay. Eh. Yeah, I think with an controller it would be actually doable. Come on. At least another one. Come on. I hope that I don't have to do the dogfights manually, otherwise I will be in big trouble. Winning is a good trick, I've heard. Come on. Oh, my aim is so bad. Come on. Ah, no, no, no. Ah, okay, I can run out of ammo. That's not good. Then, attack. Get. Okay, but I think we have more or less seen enough of that. Okay. Return to menu. Okay, let's get to the actual game. Enough goofing around. A single scenario. Is there a tutorial mission? Likely enough. No, there isn't. We have. Okay, we have one battle available. But overall, you see, it goes. I know about the Coral Sea campaign. Reliving Wake. Ambushing Yamaguchi. Yamaguchi was a Japanese admiral. Back at Tarawa. Ah, I think that was the Tarawa. To be honest, I know more about like or how to say, I know more about like the marine campaigns on the Pacific than like the actual naval battles because there's just more media about it. For example, if you didn't see it, the Pacific is a very good series in my opinion. Bougainville raiding Rabaul, Skies Aflame Buffalo. I think it's Leyte Golf, maybe? Incused from Carge. Doolittle raid, yeah, that was the Doolittle raid was basically a one-way trip of bombers from I think carriers to Japan, and bombing Tokyo basically, and then crash landing in China, and then like get back to America through back channel, like because China was in a war against Japan, and so kind of technically an ally with America. So the Coral Sea. To Tulagi or to lose operate most songs of the Coral Sea against all odds. Port Moresby, Wake Up Call at Nauru. Midway, like basically the turning point of the Pacific campaign against the Japanese. Because they lost like a lot of aircraft carriers there, which kind of yeah. Okay, then let's go into Cranes and Patriots, May 1942 historical. Okay. So we can switch through that, but the other ones don't have a description and so on. Okay. Historical complexity, medium difficulty, quite high, length 2 days. As Yorktown and Lexington, as the carriers Yorktown and Lexington recover from a day of hectic action, intel shows signs that the enemy carrier force is drawing near for the final showdown in the last chapter of what will be known in history as the Battle of the Coral Sea. Giants are going to face off for the first time ever. In this game of chicken, assume command as Raiden Fletcher, as Task Force 17 is about to make history and give its best to halt the southward ambitions of the Japanese combined fleet. I remember kind of about hearing that. I think was the Uh, there is, I think, a good series by, was it Operations Room, and another YouTuber that I forgot, about like how actually stuff went down. So
Task Force 17, under the command of Vice Admiral Fletcher, has been roaming the Coral Sea for 7 days in an attempt to prevent a Japanese invasion of Port Moresby. The carriers USS Yorktown and USS Lexington were quite active and successful the day before. The American air groups managed to sink a light Japanese carrier with minimal losses, forcing the invasion force to loiter in fear of facing overwhelming odds on its way around the New Guinean Peninsula. In the meantime, the American carriers were left untouched. Japanese search efforts were rendered fruitless due to a number of mistakes and communication hurdles. Despite being spotted, Task Force 17 managed to escape the attention of enemy air power, as bombers from Rabaul focused fruitlessly on the Anzac Surface Combat Squadron, led by Admiral Crace, standing guard on the road to Port Moresby. As for the
okay,
main
let's
Japanese carrier force, they attacked.
go back and have that again, because like it was, I didn't got all of it, so.
It's early morning on May 8th, 1942. Task Force 17, under the command of Vice Admiral Fletcher, has been roaming the Coral Sea for 7 days in an attempt to prevent a Japanese invasion of Port Moresby. The carriers USS Yorktown and USS Lexington were quite active and successful the day before. The American air groups managed to sink a light Japanese carrier with minimal losses, forcing the invasion force to loiter in fear of facing overwhelming odds on its way around the New Guinean Peninsula. In the meantime, the American carriers were left untouched. Japanese search efforts were rendered fruitless due to a number of mistakes and communication hurdles. Despite being spotted, Task Force 17 managed to escape the attention of enemy air power, as bombers from Rabaul focused fruitlessly on the Anzac Surface Combat Squadron, led by Admiral Crace, standing guard on the road to Port Moresby. As for the main Japanese carrier force, they attacked in droves the oiler USS Neosho and her escort USS Sims, mistakenly identifying them as a carrier force. Realizing their blunder, the Japanese aircraft launched a late afternoon search and destroy attack against the American carriers. Lost in bad weather, they were intercepted by American fighter cover and suffered crippling losses. Plus, to add insult to injury, they came across their target in the darkness on their way home and even tried to land, mistaking the American carriers for their own. But the Americans know that it was far too much luck for one day. Admirals Tagagi and Hara are going to be doing everything they can to wash away the humiliation suffered the previous day and show the combined fleet that Carrier Division 5 crews are not to be trifled with. Now, Admiral Fletcher has elected not to send a surface fleet ahead so as not to weaken his protection screen and leave these ships vulnerable at daybreak, a move he will be heavily criticized for in the coming weeks. It's now up to you to decide what to do next. The position of the enemy carriers is estimated to be within combat range northeast of Task Force 17's current position, but no one can predict with any accuracy the moves of the enemy. Enemy opposition is deemed challenging. The Japanese air group's been badly hurt by their ill-advised evening attack hours ago, but they are still going to be packing a punch. Expect to be going toe-to-toe with about 60 to 70 enemy Zero fighters, dive bombers, and torpedo bomber crewed by professionals, some of them veterans of many campaigns. As for the Americans, your own air groups are in good shape, but are still suffering from a low number of available fighters, which will force you to make some tough calls. Should you escort your bombers as a priority, or protect your carriers? It's your job to figure out how to best prepare for the first real carrier-to-carrier engagement of the war. Your objective is to seek out the enemy carrier force, engage it, and inflict heavy damage to force the Japanese Navy to abandon its move against Port Moresby. You're to retire to the south at the end of your operation. Good luck.
Okay, so that has been the full briefing now, I think. I hope that audio level is okay. Then let's look at the full briefing. Okay. The music is so loud. I think I have to take the music a bit down again. I hope, or like this. Because I hope there is then no problem. Okay. After escorts have been conducted of this currency region. Okay, I think this briefing is a little bit different than the one that was just read out to us. I try to summarize the important points. We have been basically before in offensive operations. Okay, I think it's the same as the evade serious damage. Will there be so tomorrow? The where they lost two fighters to intercept the enemy in the middle of nowhere, inflict heavy closure. The current situation. Alexander indicated his planes were holding landing pattern. Friendly forces, that's the important thing. We have the Yorktown, the Lexington. We have 2 fleet carriers, 5 heavy cruisers, 7 destroyers, spread around among 2 tactical elements. Task Force 17-5, the air group, which has the 2 carriers and 4 destroyers. I hope they have enough. Well, if we have like a star pattern, or like a rectangle, not rectangle, quadrant. The thing with 4 corners, the cube. Anyway, English. Anyway, and then we should like have covered every side. That should be okay. And then the attack group, 5 cruisers and 3 destroyers. If they have like an actual battleship, then it would be pretty problematic. Currently blocking southern exit of the Jamot Passage. These forces will not be available in the foreseeable future as all communication have been cut momentarily. Also, that DD Morgan was detached earlier to look for survivors from the replenishment group hit yesterday. We have air assets. Following several days of unprecedented non-stop action, the air groups aboard our carriers are stronger than ever in revolve, but have been slightly depleted. The low number of fighters available will impact our defensive operations. The current ready air strength of Task Force 17, cruiser float planes aside, is Yorktown, 55 aircraft. We have VF-42, 14 F4 F3s. I think that are our fighters. The SPD are normal or like dive bombers. So we have 32 dive bombers, 14 fighters, 9 torpedo bombers from the Yorktown, plus 17 fighters, 32 dive bombers, and 12 torpedo bombers. So we have overall, okay, we have the total number down there. Total of 31 fighters, 65 dive bombers, and 21 torpedo bombers. Given at that time, interestingly enough, as far as I remember, the torpedoes of the Americans had some quite severe flaw, which would make them a dud often. So I think that we don't have so much torpedo bombers is not that much of a problem. Note that although Port Moresby has numerous Army and Australian assets at its disposal, these are dedicated to the defense of the base and are currently searching for the enemy invasion convoy. This is a sensible choice, considering that our poor coordination until now makes their added value in the event of a carrier duel, especially so far south, rather questionable. Also, as the mission of the Japanese, as far as I know, is basically to support the invasion of Port Moresby. So, if we sink the carriers, then there is no support for the land invasions. So, I think if we destroy the carriers, then they would, or the historical thing that they then called off the invasion. High command could raise them to the horse time being when a clash. The main opposing force remains what is believed to be a carrier task force centered around the modern carriers Shoiku and Suikaku. Okay. Air assets. Expect a large enemy composite carrier air group mirroring ours, anywhere between 60 and 80 aircraft of all three kinds. Your recent encounter with our fighter cover probably reduced the complement of one, if not two, bomber squadrons, which should put us in a favorable position of relative superiority in terms of sheer bomb load. We will take any advantage we can get. As we know by now, the enemy is well trained and its aircraft are nothing to laugh at. Most of our pilots have yet to actually meet the infamous Zero fighter in combat, which might have been spotted yesterday morning during the attack against Ruikaku. A true encounter still has to happen, and only then will we know if the reports about its performance are true. Expect further coverage from Rabuya to Lagi and Shortland Island by long-range bomber and heavy seaplanes. Okay. Okay. Begin. Okay. That will be interesting. I read a little bit through the manual, but I'm also like learning on the go, so it will be interesting. Yeah. So, but overall, it seems that the game is quite interesting. Looks like they split it into several parts. So I think maybe like the volume 1 is like the early war, the volume 2 is like the campaign, like 1943 and 1944, and yeah, so volume 3 was 1945, or different theaters. Okay. We have fleet management map. Do we have anything else here? We have, okay, there is the option of multiple task forces and multiple carriers. Okay. Okay. Strategic map direct your task force, order search and strike missions. Enter 3D view to go to the world feed 3D view. Fleet board, manage your task force. Fleet defense, manage your task force defense. Flight deck, OGIA and flight deck schedule. Squadron, and mission status. And binoculars, leave the flag plot to follow the action outside. Okay, it's quite dark. Oh god. We cannot scroll here, question mark. But we can look through, like, there is other stuff like damage, fire, flooding, ammo, steering, propulsion, gun targets, the smoke lights. And then we can like look at the weaponry and radar, ammo. Okay. So like for a more detailed view, we get this one. And a Lexington. Sadly, it is night, so we don't see much. Yeah, and we see here, I think, or USS Moran CDR attached to information. Okay. Slowly getting into it. I think like the stars are like the commanding captain, Francis. Like who is the leader of the squadron? So the leader of like the TU 1723 is like the Phillips, and so on, and the leader of task group 17.2 is the USS Minneapolis. And Yorktown is the overall leader of everything. Okay. Then let's go strategic map. We are driving towards the south. Task Force 17. Can we finish that? Okay, can we? I kind of want to see north again at waypoint. I think the carrier operations are not possible at 9 night time. And my can we? Right. I'm thinking Port Moresby, I think, is towards our left in theory. So I think they would steam more to the left. Is my suspicion. They could also think that I think over here was the attack on the resupply thingy, so I think overall it's let's steam north again. Okay. With that. And 3D. Okay, 3D we don't see much of anything because it's very dark. Okay, then let's look at that screen. The carriers are like this. Okay. Edit preset, create new preset, apply preset. I think well, I think how that group is okay. How is your group? You? Okay. Ah. Eh. Ah. Okay. Austria. Where's the Chester? Is it behind this screen? Ah, okay. Yeah. Haha, okay. And those ships are somewhere. So the TU 17.22 is, and the 17.21, I guess, is our escort. Okay. That's neat, and the destroyer group is somewhere off. I guess, because I don't see them. But that is fine. Okay. That's like the yeah, okay, if you scroll out then yeah. Okay. Then let's plan. I want to get out of this view. Okay, that's also controlled here. Okay. Okay, fleet defense, manage your task force defense. Okay, I don't need that for now. Combat air patrol zone. Let's look first, maybe flight deck schedule. We have okay, that's the status of stuff. I want to try to get an air patrol going. To be honest. Search. Create a new air search. Here. And SPD, I think. Let's give it a 6. Okay, that's the angle. Reduce the search radius a little bit. Okay, so we can only... Interesting. How can I... Okay. I want to... Can I have air stuff before that? Like in 2 hours? Let's cancel it. Let's try again. I want the search. I want new air search. I want to go there. I want 6 aircraft. I want... Does that change much? So I can like widen and the search pattern. Okay. Okay. I want to that the takeoff is in like 3, to be honest. Does that work? Okay, I think I should read through if we'll just stay here and I will read a little bit. Build planner. I want a little introduction into Okay. Opening moves maneuvering to attack at dawn. Okay. Okay, the air battle begins before sunrise, with scouting playing a critical role in determining the crew's per course of engagement. Finding the enemy before they find you is essential. Carrier fleets rely on your scouts. Japanese often deploying floatplanes and the Americans using SPDs to locate enemy ships while minimizing chances of detection. The outcome of this phase heavily influences which side gains the advantage of striking first. To maximize effectiveness, search patterns must be carefully planned in advance, ensuring aircraft are ready for takeoff by... okay, so I can only have them actually take off at... Oops. Okay, then I think my plan would be to first change the waypoints a bit, because I think we are a bit too close. Okay. Access search planner by right-clicking. Click on. At the start of the war, American carriers had little experience in coordinating air groups for search and strike missions. Fighter defense was still in its early stages of development, and 1942 would prove to be a difficult year in learning through hard-fought battles. As the American commander, you must set up separate search patterns for each of your two carriers. Note: early in the year, American commanders, particularly Admiral Fletcher, in March during the attack against the Ley invasion force, had realized the limitations of cruiser-launched seaplanes, which lacked the endurance and speed of the Japanese counterparts. As a result, besides doctrine calling for the use of carrier scouting squadrons, Seagulls and Kingfishers were not often picked for scouting operations and were instead assigned inner patrols for anti-submarine warfare, along with rescue missions. Such they are omitted in this scenario. Allied seaplanes are not available in the demo, but will be included in the final game. Okay. Okay. Then let's set up some scouting stuff. Then first, I think we remove that waypoint. Then I want to get a bit closer. Let's move here. Okay, and then let's get the search going. Let's start with the Yorktown. Search. Create new air search. Town. BD3s. We give them a strength of 6. The angle is going to be that. We will reduce the range a little bit because I don't think they will be that far away, to be honest. Or yeah, they might be a bit. We'll see. Let's make it a bit less like that. And search radius a little bit. Because I don't think they will be around here. And they also have to move, so we saw them last year. So they should be maximum around here, I think. Except then let's create a new one with the USS Lexington, also 6. With this. I think let's have like a little bit of an overlap here. I don't think they are farther than the Solomons. Like, I think they should be around like here and this island, and like I think the very rough box that I expect them in is here. Like, and I expect them more to be like around here. So I think we have quite good coverage there. I hope that I'm not overdoing it with the search planes, but yeah. So I'm satisfied with that. Let's accept. And I think that's enough search planes. Yeah. So we have 4 planes on deck and 2 in the hangar that will be used for the search. Deck timeline. Spotting, launch, recovery. So at 9:18, so 3 hours. That's quite a bit. Cloud search, preparing search. Time on target is 7:39 and return, so they will need sorties, stay sorties, total AC loss. Let's look at the squadrons. Dive bomber fighter, dive bomber torpedo. Okay, so we have. Okay, interesting. Stars. Delivery to B. Okay, everything is operational. That's good. Squadron and mission status. Okay. So we don't have any wounded, missing, or killed under maintenance and storage lost. That is good. Then. So such patterns are usually described as some sort of a fight. It means that their recovery point is calculated based on your current course and speed. If something was to happen between launch and return, SPDs and TBDs are equipped with somewhat reliable homing beacon. In a situation like that of May 8th, the mistakes encountered the day before mean that the enemy will truly adopt opposite search plan. Know that now that your mission has been set up, the air ops timeline will show up. Your operation plans. Where is the air ops? Flying over the timescale. And 24 hours. And there we have the mission spot search. Okay, so we have a okay, that is we have that each carrier individually or okay. I think it, or if I do this okay, so yeah, but I think it would become like in case you have like 4 or 5 carriers like in a late war, then I think the timeline would become too cluttered, so I think it's a good idea to have it like split like that. Okay, then I will read a little bit more through the manual, but I think that's more or less what we have to do now. The search mission you have planned should also show up on the relevant substations of the air plot as illustrated in the next page. So it should show up. In the mission roster screen, click on the relevant mission on the backboard to access basic timing and composition information along with activating an edit mission button allowing you to modify the planning. Once the mission will be done, you will also be able to access the mission log and the mission report screen. Okay. Okay. Squadron roster screen allows you to consult relevant statistics regarding your air groups. As you can note, VB5 is a squadron contributing the 6 aircraft to your search mission, leaving 17 available for other assignments. Note final version will, of course, include full statistics of individual pilots and aircraft not currently available in the demo. Note that the stores substation dedicated to tracking air stores is currently unavailable too. Okay, so I hope we have infinite. Okay, then we have done that part. Let's look here. I think there was it in the screen? No, oops. Nope, nope. This one? No. Yes. We should see this. Yeah. Okay. If you zoom in, it said to me that we would have like a bit of, and the recovery question. It expects the recovery over there because then if we find something, launch like an attack that direction. I think we might be a bit close, so like in 1 hour we could steam into each other. Not in an hour, in 2. So I think after attacking we would need like to turn a bit, maybe in that direction. Anyway, we'll see. Okay, let's get the combat air patrol set up. Laying the trap, launching a combat air patrol. Not now that we have set up the eyes of the fleet. Let's put up the Guardian Angel. Uh, bum, 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 bum. Midway also goes to prove that early warning can make a difference, but it is also the only instance where the American carriers did not have to operate their own initial search effort, relying on the PBYs operating from Midway instead. Even then, had it not been for battle lag on the Japanese side, Task Force 16 and 17 would have been detected very early on. No such luck here for you in the Coral Sea, as Port Moresby is too far to offer assistance and the weather is expected to be fair. As a consequence, combat air patrol fighters are to be kept airborne at all times to intercept attacking aircraft assisted by radar and a fighter detection officer. Head for the Defense and Air Op screen. Using this interface, you will be able to set up your fighter patrols as with your search mission. Notice that you need to specify which carrier will be in charge of these operations. Click on Create New Combat Air Patrol Zone to begin the process. Set the patrol strength value to specify how many aircraft should be in a given patrol section. Patrols are renewed automatically. It means that the patrol of an aircraft assigned to the mission will double the actual patrol strength. Okay. Emerald rotations will tell you how long a given patrol will stay in the air for relief. Set the patrol zones proper using the plot area on the right. You can move it around and reorganize it by using the points on its corners. Move it around by clicking and dragging the center point. Your cap patrol will follow the outer limits of the box. As such, if you want to create a carrier air patrol, simply make a very slim rectangle. These patrol boxes can be modified at any time. Also, pay attention to the scale on the top left corner. That's to make sure that you are creating your patrol zone at the needed distance from the fleet. To undo changes, click undo. Once your setup is ready, click accept. The mission will launch at the earliest time possible, which means 600 hours in our case. To delete the existing mission, click on delete. A few remarks. Unlike other types of patrols, which are not available in the demo just yet, the cap is set on a fixed bearing from your flagship. It means that independently from your fleet maneuvers, the patrol zone will always be in the same direction. The further away you put your patrol box from the center of your formation, the shorter the actual patrol duration will be. It means that you might be able to intercept incoming threats at a good distance, but that the number of aircraft required to keep the patrol going will increase. Seemingly, the further away you put your patrol box from the center of your formation, the longer it will take them to redirect against a threat that would not be in their axis. Plan carefully. While we're talking fighters, go have a look at the fighter direction screen. It looks familiar, but it also records enemy forces. Enemy contacts. Then let's do create a new combat air patrol. Create a new inner air patrol zone. Create a new outer air patrol zone. Create a new outer space station. Okay, interesting. So quite a bit. Then as okay, how was it? Basically the So it will follow the outer limits, so it will like do this thing. Like it will basically flow amongst the dotted line. I think then we will have basically 4 sectors. I think that's a good way to go. So we set up one like what's the scale? I think we set up one like this. Let's look. This is okay. The combat air patrol, like in the demo screen thing, in the how's it called? The Yorktown will be responsible for the north and the Lexington for the south. Let's have a patrol strength of 4. Okay, I think a 3 is okay. Then let's do basically this. Okay, let's have. Okay, change of mind. Yorktown will be like the west and Lexington the east. And then we do 1 patrol like that. Okay, I'm not very happy with like let's do this. I think that should suffice kind of. Let's have 3 here, 2 here, 2 here, and 3 here. Yeah. I'm thinking to have 4, but then we would be up to 8, and I don't think we have then enough fighters left to then actually protect our strike. So yeah. And between rotation is 1 hour 34. I think that's okay-ish. And let's have another. We will put that like that. So with 2. And then accept. And then the next one will be the Lexington. That. I think it was. Yes. It should be star. And we'll get 3. Yep. And then the last one. Nice little diamond shape. And you will be 2. And you're from. So let's check the stuff. Cap area 1 is 3. Okay, okay. So time until next rotation. Time between rotation. Yeah. And we have combat air patrols. Okay, I think I want to edit this one a little bit because it is. I want it to be a bit more closer here, not that they're slipping something through. Okay. And good. Next step. I said next step. Let me out. So. So you can choose to let your fighter reaction officer deal automatically with the threats. While we're taking fighters, give a look at the fighter direction screen. It looks familiar, but it also reports enemy contacts. Let's look. Fighter direction. Fighter direction. Officer. Fighter direction screen. Yep, okay. You can choose to to let your fighter direction officer deal automatically with the threats. To do so, simply keep the FDO in charge box checked. If you think you can be more efficient than he is, uncheck the box and you can start selecting the patrols and clicking on the silhouettes to tell them to attack, investigate, or attack specific contacts. Boogies, unidentified contacts, are in yellow, while bandits, enemy contacts, are in red. Play around with the legend if you want additional information to be displayed, so as to help you command your fighters more effectively. When vectored to intercept a contact, the aircraft silhouettes of the cap patrol and the contact both will display. Okay. Note that in case of extreme emergency, your air ops timeline comes with a scramble button. Use this function with extreme care. Scramble button will order all unassigned fighters on the selected aircraft carrier to take off as soon as possible. It pretty much creates an instant cap patrol zone for all these fighters above your fleet, considering scrambling fighters will take precedence on everything else. Ordering such a measure will throw your launch and recovery cycle through the window and interrupt all normal air operations. Be certain that the remedy is not worse than the threat. Planning and launching your first strike. Okay. Striking and stuff I think I only need when it's actually going to get risky. FDO in charge, yeah. Okay. Then I think now is kind of the left click. Okay. I think now might be actually the time to be a bit faster. Okay. So I can click multiple times and then it will speed up more. I can... while that is going, I think I will read a little bit. Once enemy carrier force is detected, the attacking fleet scrambles to launch a strike before the enemy can retaliate. This phase involves rapid deck operations, including arming and fueling aircraft and organizing them into attack formation. A well-coordinated first strike can cripple an enemy fleet before they can respond. As such, strike preparation, just like all other air operations, begins before dawn if a contact is expected. Just like search missions, strike missions are carrier specific and cannot be coordinated using several carriers at a time. This is where American doctrine at the time is showing its weakness, except your Japanese opponent, on the other hand, to send composite strike groups made of aircraft from all its available carriers in the same task force. Cooking a strike mission is something that has to be done very careful. Put too many aircraft in a strike mission and you will spend precious minutes sending them in the air. Sending them into the air. Don't prepare the mission in advance and you will prevent your cap fighters from rotating on time. Whereas you might be caught with your pants down when the enemy strike finds you first. Sending 40 or 50 aircraft in the air. Okay, I think we will set the time normal again at 2. Sending 40 or 50 aircraft in the air to once request you to sail into the wind for a rather long period of time. Hornet and Enterprise in that regard took ages to send their strikes at midway due to an overall lack of efficiency and several smaller incidents that we have not even implemented in the game just yet. So let's see how you set up your strike before dawn. Okay. How big is the... Okay, interesting. Okay, the carrier air patrol zone is... I think we maybe can set it a little bit bigger. In retrospect. Let's set it bigger. 500 yards. Edit. And give maybe one of them a fighter more. Okay, I cannot give them a fighter more. Ironically enough. Anyway. Maybe then set like this. And closer together. And then we'll start cooking up strike. Oh, I wanted to normal time again. So yep. I don't know if it makes that much of a difference, but the time until next rotation is 4 hours. We'll see. Edit. It looks like it doesn't make that much of a difference. Okay. Okay. Then let's see how to cook a strike. Strike Planner is a beefed up version of the Search Planner. It is made of 2 halves. Clipboard on the left lets you change the Strike Planner, Fleet Defense, Light Deck, Burdens, Black Plot. Okay, let's maybe look at the Yorktown. Just checking. Then let's go to the... Okay, it's still quite dark. I think this is the sky. I don't know, where am I? Go back to the map. Okay. The strike planner is a beefed up version of the search planner. It's made of two halves, the clipboard on the left. Okay, let's search. I want strike. Yeah. Now you know what I'm also talking about. The strike planner is a beefed up version of the search planner. It is made of two halves. The clipboard on the left lets you change your parameters, while the clipboard on the right gives you all your practical information in real time and allows you to greenlight the mission. Ah, okay. Okay. Select the carrier to begin strike operations. As of now, only naval attack missions are available in the demo. Click on the small plus buttons next to the aircraft types to assign them to your strike package. In the target selection, either assign an existing contact or leave it empty if you are pre-spotting a strike in anticipation. Okay, again. To your strike package in the target selection, either assign an existing contact or leave it empty if you are pre-spotting a strike. And anticipation, the strikes have be defined as being pre-spotted in the spotting mode parameter. Spotting mode defines which process will be used to spot, aka organize and prepare for launch a strike package. Standard time. The mission will be prepared on the flight deck so as to fit the set scheduled departures tightly. Early spotting. The mission will be prepared and spotted on the flight deck at the expense of other air operations. Okay. Then, how many fighters do we have available? 7. Okay. That is... but if we have Lexington, it's also 7? No, it's 4. So we have overall as escort 11. It's a bit thin. But well. Okay. Then let's start with the York. Let's start with the Lexington. Yeah, I think the Lexington. Let's have them. Let's have full 7 escorts. Have the full VB2. The full same amount of torpedo bombers, so we have 3 in reserve, plus another flight of dive bombers. So in case there is like a change of heart. So we can have like 2 waves or something like that. Okay. I want to keep you. Okay, target type none. I want to... Spotting modes available. Spotting mode. Standard time. Deferred departure. Another parameter of note is departure mode. Currently 2 modes are available. A third emergency departure will be activated in a future beta. Those 2 modes are as follows. Deferred departure, strike elements will wait for each other before heading to the target area as a cohesive group. Lower risk of package disruption but lower endurance too. Normal departure, fast strike elements will join up with slower ones en route to the target area if all goes well. Higher risk of package distribution but better endurance. I think deferred departure is yeah. Offensive power. Last but not least, loadout preference allows you to tweak the package further by encouraging a bigger offensive punch or longer endurance. Endurance strike elements will carry when possible smaller offensive payloads but will have better endurance. Offensive power, heavier, more lethal payloads will have the priority even if it means a smaller range and endurance for the mission. Okay, we have 9 what is when I then I will lose the 100 kilobombs. Okay, I think the 100 kilobombs are still good. We have in total 25 aircraft. I think the escort to main ratio is not so as I would wish. I think I'll reduce the escorts to 4 and have let's have 7, but full complement of torpedo bombers. Okay, then let's read a little bit more in the manual. Whoops, manual I said. The red disc on the map indicates the maximum strike range according to current parameters. Never forget that your carrier task force is always moving. What seems to be out of range right now could be very well be in range in a few hours from now. Once you are done the strike mission, you can either greenlight it for early preparation or give the order for immediate takeoff. What is the range? Hello? Pick contact or any point of the map. Ah, okay. I'm not that happy about. Like, can I redirect them after they take off and stuff? Like, I'm a bit. Uh, let's maybe get like a delay of where is the. They only have naval attack. Where is the. Like 6:30 is okay. Help. I think I did an oopsie. Ah! Damn it. uh, I think I did an oops. Can I cancel this? Hello. Help. Ah, okay, I have to just click again, I guess. Okay, the wind is coming from there. Okay. What does the green light button do? Like, I need a little bit more. The red disc on the map indicates the maximum strike range according to the current parameters. Never forget that your carrier task force is always moving. Da, 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 da. Okay. So, I think that should be okay-ish. Let's greenlight it. This mission will be launched as currently planned. I don't want to launch it. I just want to... Anyway, I think... think to try, let's have maybe a more contingent starting and see what happens. Just to have it, to be honest, green light. I can cancel it? Question mark. Can I have like multiple of those? Or I'm a bit confused. Lexington. Big timeline. Okay, first the search aircraft start, then the carrier air patrol, then the naval strike, and another carrier air patrol, and then on and so forth. Okay, so the and quite a bit of red stars are quite good to see. Okay, then let's speed up the time a little bit, because technically we now have everything set up, kind of, so we can read. Bracing for impact and pain of consequences. Now that you have most of the needle's tools in hand, you don't want to spoil the fun too much. Just know that you will have to be ready for the textbook application of what we have explained by the enemy within hours, if not minutes, of daybreak. It will be hard to escape the enemy's attention, and you will always ponder whether it is better to strike back immediately or try your luck at misleading the enemy's strike by steaming in another direction. Just remember that your task force is forced on a set course whenever it is conducting air operations, which largely contains your freedom of maneuver once the action has begun. Still, avoiding contact was not unheard of, and in specific cases can prove as efficient as the confrontation. When distance and time are on your side, during the Battle of Eastern Solomons, Enterprise and Saratoga managed to beat fate and make the Japanese second strike miss their rendezvous. The strike has taken off, the dogfights have started, the bombers will always go through. Uh, your ship commanding officer will maneuver by themselves to escape enemy fire. There's not much left to do but pray. If you have not been able to stop the onslaught in the air once your carrier is damaged, a simple damage report will be accessible. On the right info panel, fly over the different elements so as to highlight the kind of damage the modules have suffered. Modules can either be okay, functional, disabled, damaged, or destroyed. Okay, operational green, the module is working at 100% efficiency and hasn't been damaged. Damaged yellow, the module has been repaired, but it is not now working with malice. Disabled orange, the module is temporarily out of order and will be put back online. Destroyed red, the module is destroyed and cannot be repaired during this scenario. Note that repair time for each module is randomized to an extent, and more critical modules, such as the rudder, might take several hours before they are made operational again. Damage to air modules will impact your ability to conduct air operations, even though flight deck repairs will allow for them to resume when possible. Fires on the flight deck will suspend all ongoing and future air operations until extinguished. Battle assessment. Thrall or pursuit. Areas that take damage must quickly deploy damage control teams to contain fires and keep flight deck operational. The ability to recover and launch aircraft after an attack can be decisive. Meanwhile, as crews work to patch up your ships and restore friendly air assets, the Admiral must assess losses and decide whether to press on or retreat. If one side suffers critical damage, they will attempt to withdraw while using their remaining aircraft and escort ships to cover their retreat. The victors may choose to pursue and finish off the carriers, but they must consider their own damage and fuel reserves before committing to further attacks. By the afternoon of May 8th, both sides had taken such heavy losses that they each decided to retreat. In the demo, we are simplifying things. The main objective is to force the enemy carrier force to withdraw, leading to the recall of Operation MO. You will not be penalized for reaching the same conclusion as your opponent, as your own withdrawal was never at stake. High Command will notify you when the enemy retreats, giving you the option to conduct a battle for a few more hours or proceed directly to the victory. Green, note other ways to leave the scenario mid-play are being explored as we speak. Demo will be updated accordingly. The Battle of the Coral Sea is often described in history books as strategic victory, tactical defeat for the Allies. This is not a mere pedantry. It is a fair assessment. The loss ratio at sea was not exactly in favor of the Americans, given the complete loss of the USS Lexington. Oh, okay. Yet, despite heavy casualties, the American forces succeeded in repelling the Japanese invasion of Port Moresby, one of the most crucial strategic events in the early 42. While the fair Japanese invasion was not necessarily the deciding factor, the final Allied victory, it shaped the course of the South Pacific and Southwest Pacific campaigns. For the first time, to our knowledge, we aim to reflect this complexity by providing both the tactical and strategic assessment. And performance is judged solely by the kill-loss ratio, which is only part of the picture. That's why the game offers 9 different outcomes, depending on whether you accomplish your strategic objectives, such as turning back Carrier Division 5, or simply inflict greater losses than you suffer. As with everything else in this demo, the system is still in its early stages. The final version will hopefully account for actual human losses connected to your rescue efforts. But that is for another day. Until then, let's see if you can save Port Moresby in this little introduction of ours. Okay. Also, what is interesting, it was like the history lesson, more or less. It was easier for the Americans to replenish their carriers than for the Japanese, because the Japanese were like different like basic structures, different structures. So basically, it was like easier to transfer pilots and airplanes between aircraft carriers, whereas the Japanese had more problems transferring pilots and aircraft between carriers, and also between and like replenishing them. So but I would need to look up again why. I think it had something to do with pilot training, and how some systems on the aircraft carrier works, like regarding the recovery system and so on. But yeah. Okay. Or while this, I think, up. it's not. Uh, okay, basically, uh, okay, basically the as far as I could read up, the Japanese, there were less Japanese carrier aircraft pilots because their training regime was more strict and it was more easier to get like sorted out for minor infractions, and also the carrier groups were like organic to their aircraft carriers, so they were more hesitant to switch them. I think they, like, as far as I remember, there was also, I think there was also a technical aspect of it that the training between carrier to carrier was a bit different, but because like there were also some systems different between the from aircraft carrier to aircraft carrier, but I could be wrong. That uh, uh, but yeah. Okay. Okay. Then I think we should be soon-ish at the point where craft operations start. Let's hope that not everything goes to explode. It's slowly getting day. Looks nice. Clouds moving. Sorry. Things should start to happen soon-ish. But now that's a little bit more lighter. It is nice to see the models look like. I think are the Yorktown and no, they are not from the same class. The Lexington has a bigger smokestack. So the Yorktown is starting at 5-4 and then over there should be the Lexington, so we can like see both of the aircraft take off. Okay. So two carriers versus two carriers, they have more fighters. I hope it will be. And then we have search, 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 search. Oh, carrier aircraft patrol. Spotting. Almost there. Is a That's okay. And now-ish things should start to get going. Now after 2 hours, there's things happening. Okay, let's have it on some speed. Will you launch ahead of like the... I know they will rearrange the aircraft so can we the flight deck can we actually use. Okay, sounds smart. There is no little humans on the flight deck. That. But there's little pilots. Now they turn into the wind. Because it was like in necessary to turn into the wind for that time. So because if you like lift off into the wind, you have more how to say, you need less runway to start because you have more up I forgot the word. Yeah, like you have more lift. Yeah, that's the word. And more lift, so you need a less runway and plus like the wind increases. Yeah, as I said, you turn into the wind, then you don't need as much runway because you get more lift from the wind. Because there's more wind, more air moving over the wing because of the lift and then also the speed. So the airspeed over the wings is overall more than if you would like sail perpendicular to the wind or something like that. Yeah, now things should start a bit. Facing quite a lot of planes on the flight deck. I think 1, 2, 3, 4. That should be the Amrican aircraft. I think. Something's happening. Okay, I think I need to tone down the audio a bit. Also on my side. So. Okay, and I think we can start speeding things up again. Are they still starting? Why can I not to follow on deck? Why you? Ah, it's air carrier app. Sure. Okay, you're also carrier equator. Oops. Yeah, ingress. I want to follow you. There. So we're definitely below cloud cover. That's good. Airborne. Control. Airborne. Okay. Beautiful. Okay, then let's look. How is the strategic map doing? That is the... That should be the search aircraft. Okay, let's let some time go by, I guess. The Task Force 17 has finished air operations. Yeah. I hope that everyone will be fine. Also, I'm happy carry. Or like it could be easily be that like something here will be missed. So this main threat is from the north. It will be seen. Hope it will be fine. Oh, okay, stop. We have found stuff. Contact unknown task force. One ship. Want to change that order. think my plan would be like, I think there's not there, so let's switch things up. That direction. I think there's the aircraft carrier around here. I don't know where my... Can I have like a... They should be around here. If this one is here, then the carrier should be around here. So they should be around here. So let's cancel this one. Yes. And I want to have a different strike. I want to have 3 escorts. I want 1. This one. What was the... Yeah, I have to look again. What was the differences between the stuff? Uh, uh, hey. Spotting mode. Early spotting. The mission were prepared and spotted on the flight deck at the expense of other air operations. Yeah. Departure mode. Normal departure. Faster strike elements will join up with slower ones. Yes. Offensive power. Yes. We will have 6-4. The full 9, 4 plus 3 escort. That should be okay. So they will take off in 10 minutes. Okay. Then green light and take off. Yeah. I think let's have the full escort. Not the full escort. Let's have 4. Call sign Roger. Okay. Then 3 ships. Let's have another strike from the town. Lexington. Let's let's have the full... Okay, I guess. Let's scramble everything. Scramble everything. Why is our aircraft not intercepting? Question mark. Okay, cap 401 is in interception. Okay, let's look. It's definitely an enemy. Uh, cap, what was it? 0004. I want to follow you, to be honest. Okay. When I follow on route ingress. Cap 4. Cap. Are you dead?
Romeo, Red Leader, Bulky, Vector 110, 20 miles. Angels Manium.
Yes. Okay, dogfight. That's a seaplane. Hello? Great. There's a hit, I think. You okay? No? You got injured, I'm going to be sad. Did you shot down the target? No, not yet. Kill it. There it is. Anyway, let's not get too hung up on that. Two CVs, yeah, okay. Then we have to... Let's scramble the rest. Strike. Dogtown. Yorktown, Lexington. So we have emptied both our carriers. So now it will be interesting how things will continue on. We finally shoot down that. So we might get soon a strike package dropped on our head. Okay, let's look at the fleet. Rick is getting prepared. We should soon start with it. No crew. I think that's like no crew currently in the... Okay. I think we shot that one down. Or it went missing, but I think more or less it. Our operations in progress. So we should soon turn into the wind again. Yorktown is also preparing. Yeah, Lexington is starting aircraft soon. One, third, off. This is Yorktown. So that's air carriers. Okay, now taking off, I think, I hope. One, taking off, I think, I hope. Hello? Yeah, how's Yorktown doing?
Romeo, green leader, many bogeys. Vector 030, 18 miles. Angels 1. Romeo, red leader, many bogeys. Vector 030, 18 miles. Angels 1. Romeo, white leader, many bogeys. Vector 030, 18 miles. Angels 1.
I
Romeo,
might have a
black
problem.
leader, many bogeys. Vector 030, 18 miles.
Yeah, he's now starting 10 plus aircraft. Oh god, oh god, oh god. Mine are still trying to get off the ground or something. I think now I hope it looks like that the Lexington is starting to start aircraft or not. I think I have might fucked up the timeline. Oh, 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 oh. Start the aircraft, hello. I think yeah. So the first one might be actually and I think I might have folded. At least my carrier patrol is intercepting. Kind of. Yorktown is now actually starting. Why are you not starting? Hello? I'm a bit confused why they don't want. I'm almost thinking about it. Ah, take off. I didn't know that I have to. Okay. Okay, the engagement air, carrier patrol, uh, fighters thing. You get shot down. What happened? Uh, uh, Okay, they're still engaging. They should now soon-ish start to start their aircraft. Start. Hello? Start the aircraft. Hello. Hello. Am I? I think I might have fouled up. I think I might have fouled up. Ah, damn it. Why are you not starting your aircraft? Hello? Now they're starting. It took long. Uh, I fold up, I fold up, I fold up. Thinking about restarting the scenario, to be honest. I think that would be. Anyway, now it's too late. Now we have to live with it. Let's wear big boy pants. And hope that it will work out fine enough. Let's wear big boy pants. And they got shut down. Oh, yeah. Limit. Hmm. Place to Lexington was doing a little bit better. what 1 hour can do to you. Let's look at the map. So for the next hour, there's a bunch of operations for the Lexington, but not for the Yorktowns. Yeah. Let's see how that goes. How is the Lexington doing? Lexington is still setting up stuff. I don't know what. USS Yorktown is targeted by torpedo craft. Thing is, I am still starting aircraft. Hehehehe. So that's a bit moot. Let's see how this will play out. Targeted by torpedo aircraft. There. Engaging enemy aircraft. Now we have to be quite. Yeah, here. Uh, with okay, with space I want to follow. I follow. Down. He might have a problem. Enemy aircraft shot down by... That's good. Don't have any damage yet as far as I saw. How's the technical perspective doing? Okay, the torpedoes are still on the run. Might are in luck. I think we managed to evade those three. I think we might be in quite a bit of luck. Astoria. Where is it? Hello? I think it was CA4. Yeah. This one got quite damaged. Holy shit, you're sinking fast. Oh, yeah. Lexington got hit by a bomb. Oh. But it seems no damage yet. Interestingly enough. How is my strike stuff doing? Yeah, they are still... There's still some aircraft seeming to come around. Okay, there's another pass. Those, it seems. another big blob of aircraft coming. Uh, empty. Has ceased air operations and is was reported new unidentified. Can I? Anyway, let's maybe look how the naval strike on deck. How are you? Why are you so loud? Most of the. Okay. See you later.